Hello, my fellow code toasters. Welcome back to Toaster Code, where we make complex dev topics so simple that even your ex might text you, "Wow, you're so smart now." So, this is episode 2 of our TypeScript Masterclass, and today we are writing our first proper TypeScript code, variables and basic data types. Data types is something that, like, TypeScript is only about data types. Okay, so this is one of the most important video that you have to understand things very deeply. So whether you have written a few JavaScript projects or you are just starting out, this episode is where TypeScript begins to feel like home. And don't worry, no TS config file yet, no complicated setups. I'm just going to explain you things from very basic. Okay, and we are just gonna write some TypeScript file, compile them, and see TypeScript do its things as we did in our first video. If you haven't watched it, just go there and watch that first. So here we are going to keep your type safe and your code bug free. Well, mostly. So let's dive right in. So before we talk about types, let's quickly remind ourselves how we declare variables. And in JavaScript and in TypeScript too, we typically use let and const. Okay, if you are still using var, then bro, just keep the var in the museum right next to the floppy disk. Okay, so let's create a file. Maybe here I'll do server.js maybe. Okay, and let's do like let username equals to toaster. All right, this is how we create variables in JavaScript. I'll do const uh, pi equals to 3.14. Hope you remember the value of pi. This is fine, right? This is how we declare the variable in JavaScript. But as we saw in our previous video, that what was the flaw over here? Okay, there is no fixed type of username over here. Currently I'm assigning over here string. If I'll do over here username equals to 123, and it's perfectly fine. Earlier, if let's say this let username is in a function and it is expecting a string, but instead of a string you are passing a number, as we saw in our previous video. Like this was the code over here, right? Here the name is a string, okay, and it's returning number, and we are passing string. But if I will do over here, like if I'll pass number over here, it will return us an error, right? This is how TypeScript help us, but not in case of JavaScript. If you'll see in this JavaScript file over here you see we are expecting this name as a string so that we can convert it to uppercase, but here we are passing number and JavaScript is not showing us any error currently when we are writing the code. All right, so this was the issue with JavaScript. So let's not get back to our previous video, let's focus on this one. Here if you don't know what is the difference between let and const, then check out my JavaScript playlist, but I'll give you a short description that const means you can't reassign the variable later, and let allows reassignation, like reassignment. So here I see you see I have reassigned the variable, but I can't do it with the pi. If I'll try to do it, it will give me an error. If I'll go to episode 2 and I'll do node server.js, here we got an error. You see, assignment to const variable is not allowed. It gave me error when I run the code, not when I'm writing the code, right? Now let's do the same in a TypeScript file. Let's create a new TypeScript file, data.ts. Okay, let's do over here like let username equals to, I'm not explicitly assigning over here the type. Okay, and let's add export for now. Okay, this is just to, like, if you don't want to use export, okay, then you have to add a ts config file. When we add export over here, it's basically treat this file as a module. Okay, but that's not a good long-term solution. We are not going to use it in coming videos. Okay, this is just to like reduce the simply complexity. Okay, I'm adding this, so just for now ignore this part. Okay, and let's focus on our main. So let's do the same over here. Like here I did let username equal to toaster, and I'll do const pi equals to 3.14. Fine. Till now this is looking just like a JavaScript, but this is safer than JavaScript. How? I'll show you. If I'll do over here username equals to 123, it will give me an error. How it will, what it will give me an error? It will tell that username is already a string. Here you'll see over here the number is not assignable to type string, but we have not added like what we used to do over here, like something like this. We have not added it, right? Still it is treating the username as string because here we added a string. Whatever you will assign the variable at first, it will take that. If you will like remove this and add something in the string, it's fine now. And you see over here, when we are trying to change the const, we got error at run when we run the code. But here if you will try to do pi equals to 123, here you will see the error right when you are writing the file. See, I have not even saved the file. Okay, and here we have the error, const assigned to pi, because it's an const, cannot assign to pi because it is a constant. This is why you should use TypeScript. But till now this is very basic. But now is the time when TypeScript start flexing. We can explicitly tell it that what type each variable should hold. This is called a type annotation. Let's look at the three core primitive types in TypeScript. Okay, core primitive types. I'll do what it is: string, then we have number, and then we have boolean. These are the three core primitive data types in TypeScript. Okay, so let's see all that how we can assign it explicitly, the data type of to any variable. Like if I'll do let full name equals to not equals to, here we will assign it that okay, this will be a string. We are explicitly telling it that this will be a string. Let's say toaster code. Okay, even if you will remove this part, okay, then too it will be a string only. Okay, let full name is a type of string. You see over here, this is the beauty of TypeScript. But it's always considered as good practice that to add these things. Okay, that you tell it that this is a type of string. And then let's see number, like let age number equals to 25, then do let is subscribed, and will be boolean, and boolean will be true. If you have not subscribed my channel, please do that. So here this means that this full name can only ever hold a string. Okay, you cannot assign anything other than string to full name. You try to add anything and it will throw you error right at your face, like 123. We got an error over here. See, type number is not assignable to type string. You try to add boolean, maybe true, still the same error. You see, type boolean is not assignable to type string. It checks the authenticity of the code while you are writing it. You don't have to wait till you are going to run the code. No, when you are writing it, you get the error that okay, this is correct, fix it. This is just like dating an professor, okay, who just keeps you giving feedback on everything whatever you are doing. All right. So, and here age can only ever hold a number, nothing than number, because we have explicitly told that age is a type of number. So you can assign only number in the age. Same goes here is subscribed. Here you can assign only boolean value, nothing other than boolean value. If you try to assign something else, TypeScript gonna yell at you before your app even runs. Like if you'll try to do over here age, hey, I'm not 25, I'm 21. This is fine because this is a number. But what if I want to write something like this, 21? No, type string is not assignable to type number. So TypeScript will not let you pretend you are still 21, unlike your Tinder profile. This strictness might feel annoying at first, but it's exactly what saves you from subtle bugs later. When you are working on a production code to a large code base, these things matters a lot. And trust me, I'm telling you, when you will get error from related to these things in a huge code base in production environment, you are going to spend at least 2 to 3 days banging your head that what went wrong and where is the issue. Now you might wonder that do I need to write this string or number or boolean everywhere? And the good news is TypeScript is smart. It can often infer the type automatically when you assign an initial value, as we just saw over here, just like this. And it's not just for use string or number, it's for everything. Okay, it's called type inference. Hope I'm writing it. Hope the spelling is correct. Yeah. So if you'll write anything like let country equal to I'm in UK. So now this country is a string. Let country is a string. You cannot assign anything other than string to this country variable. Like if you'll do let uh, points equal to 100. Now the points is number. You cannot assign anything other than number to this. Okay. Same goes for like boolean also. Like is online equals to true. This inferred as boolean. This is what it called inferred. Here country is inferred as string. Okay, and here the points is inferred as number. Okay, this is very important thing. Please remember this. This is like one of the most important interview question, that what is the type inference. So here we didn't add any type annotation. You see here I am not explicitly telling that this is a type of string, just like we did over here. Okay, but TypeScript looked at the initial value and figured it out. If you will like remove this from here, and if you will assign like 1 2 3 4, now the country become a number. Let country is number. So here country is clearly a string, point is clearly a number, and is online is clearly a boolean. This is called type inference. But a caution for you, that TypeScript can't infer everything. Okay, if you declare a variable without an initial value, its default will be any. Like here I am assigning a value. Okay, what if I'll do over here like let mood equal let mood, just nothing else. Okay, now this mood is of type any. Here mood is declared, but it's no, not that one, sorry, this one. Let mood is of type any. Okay, now if you wanna do it like mood equals to happy. Okay, fine, no issues, you assigned a string to it. But if I'll do over here again mood equals to 42, okay, again no error because of type any. But you can't do it over here in case of type inference. Here this is of type any means any data type, it doesn't care. This is like not telling TypeScript your relationship status. Okay, it just let you flip flop between moods without complaining, but that's dangerous. In real code, always try to declare types explicitly or initialize variable immediately so TypeScript can infer correctly. This is of type any. Okay, and avoid any as much as you can. This is just like where. Any is basically a troublemaker of TypeScript world. Okay, and it has also a sibling called unknown. Just like any, we also have a type that is unknown. Any means TypeScript will be like, hey, leave me alone. Okay, I know what I'm doing. Okay, like I will be string, I will be number, whatever I want to be, I can. Okay, when you declare a variable as any, TypeScript stops checking what you assign to it. It lets you put literally anything inside. Okay, and not just that, You can assign a variable any, something like let value of type any, and it will be hello. If you want to change it to like value equals to 123, fine. If you want to change value equals to true, fine. Not just that, if you want to add any object to it, that's also fine. Like I'll do name, I'll do toaster. This is also fine to any. This is basically your relationship in college. You can change your mind anytime, no one holds you accountable until it breaks spectacularly later. But you will be like, okay, then it's good thing, okay, that we will not get any error, just assign any to any variable. But let me show you where the danger begins. Let's say I have a value like let result equals of type any, and I will do I am a string, fine. If I'll do console.log result dot to uppercase, okay, this will be okay at compile time. No issues at all. If you will ask me, I'll show you compiling the code, okay. uh, this is at wrong place, let me put it inside this episode too. Yeah, and if I'll do tsc data.ts, totally fine. See, it compiled the code. We got a JavaScript file of its. Here you see console.log to uppercase. If you will ask me, I'll run it for you. Node, I'll do data.js, and here you see we got this in uppercase. No issues at all. Okay, but the problem begins when I'll do this result equals to 42. Earlier it was a string, now it is a number. Now what will happen if I'll do the same over here? And see, now even the TypeScript is not showing any error because this is a type of any, but it will crash at runtime. If I'll run over here tsc data.ts, fine, it converted here. We got over here, see, result equal to 42. Now let's run the JavaScript file. We got an error. Result.to uppercase is not a function. With any, TypeScript will not stop you from writing this code. Okay, when you are using any, TypeScript is like, okay, you are choosing any, then go for it, buddy. I'll not stop you from anything. But when you run it, it might still crash. So you get all the freedom but none of the safety. Okay, you got the freedom, you can do whatever you want to do with this result variable, but there is no safety anymore. We call it type safety. So this is a pro tip from my end. Okay, after like working with JavaScript and TypeScript from almost 6 7 years, okay, this is a tip from my end that any basically disable TypeScript's power. So if you use it everywhere, you are just writing JavaScript again without the benefits we came here for. So there is no point in writing TypeScript code when you are writing any everywhere. Like there are some cases where you have to use any, but not everywhere. We'll discuss about it, that where you should use any. Okay, now it has a sibling, you can say, which is slightly better than any. Okay, like let's see. That is called unknown. Unknown is similar to any, it allows any type of value. Okay, but TypeScript forces you to check what's inside before you can use it. Here we just added this to uppercase without checking it that whether this result is a number or a string. but any will force you to check the type. Let's take an example, like I'll do let sum equals to let add it to type unknown. uh, okay, and let's add over here like hello world. Fine, we assigned it as unknown. Okay, if you hover it to sum, it will be like let some unknown type. Okay, now let's do it. Let's change it. I'll do like sum equals to 42. The sum looks pretty bad. Let's change it to something like something. I'm not able to think any of variable name, so let's just put it. Don't laugh. I know you are laughing. So here I'll do something equals to false. So what we did initially, we assigned something unknown, we added it a string to it, then we changed it to a number, then we changed it to boolean. And see, just like any, it is not stopping you from writing this code. Okay, but it will stop you when you will try to do console.log something dot to uppercase. Here you see we got the error just when you are writing something is of type unknown. It will not even let you move ahead. You, you don't have to like run this code and then uh, run the JavaScript code and then check the value. No, when you are writing it, it will tell you that hey, this is of type something. Okay, sorry, the something is of type unknown. So first check that what is the type of this what is the type of the data that something is holding. So TypeScript will stop you right here and say that hey, you don't know if this something is a string right now, or a number or a boolean. So check before you act. And how you will do that? So let me comment this out, and what we will do, we will check if type of. If you don't know what is type of, then go and check out my JavaScript playlist. Okay, if I'll do over here type of something, if type of something is string, then do this. Now see, this is not showing me any error. This is like double checking before texting your ex. Wait, are we still on a speaking terms that we are texting? And unknown is that pause, that moment where you think before you're texting her. Don't do that. Very bad idea. Now, when you should use any and when you should use unknown. Okay, and if I'll show you, this is a very valid code. If I'll run this code, let me just bring it above data.ts. It compiled successfully. Here we have data.js, and here it is. If I'll run this, result dot it is giving me result dot to uppercase. Oh, okay, new to this. Let me clear this out. Here I'm a string. This is the only thing you will get, because here we have added a condition. If something is of type string, then only print this, and something is of type boolean, this is what we assigned at the end. If I'll change it to boolean, okay, now here is something interesting. Let's run this and see. You see, something dot to upper is not a function. It ran. I mean, uh, this if statement is working. This is what I was trying to show you. Okay, if you'll remove this part and just print the something, it will work fine, because you cannot use to uppercase on a boolean value, right? To upper function is only for string value. So if I'll run this, fine, it's fine now, right? Let's not mess this code up. Let's keep it same. Now the thing is when to use any and when to use unknown. Okay, You should use any when you should list avoid any unless you absolutely have no clue and don't care about type safety. Okay, no clue about the data or don't care about type safety, or you are on notice period, so you can do that then. And when to use unknown, you use when you expect something but want to force yourself or your team to check its type before using it. Hmm, hmm. Force yourself to check the type of data before using. Okay, then in that case you should use unknown. So wherever you have to use any, you should just prefer unknown over any wherever you can. Okay, now let's see some other data types, that is void, null, and undefined. Okay, void, null, and undefined, these are some other data types. These types often confuse beginners and even experienced JavaScript developers because they seems kind of abstract. Okay, but today we are going to make them crystal clear for you with examples you can actually use immediately. If you don't know like null and undefined, if I will skip the void and just talk about null and undefined. If you don't know this, then check out my JavaScript playlist. Okay, we have a specific video for this. So in TypeScript, void is used to annotate function that don't return any value. Even if you are from C++ background, then we use the function type void when you don't have to return anything. It's same here in TypeScript. Void is used to annotate function that don't return any value. Let's see one by one. Like I'll do void. Okay, when you don't have to return any value. All right. But generally void is something that will be like, hey, I don't expect a return value here. Okay, let's see a quick example of this. Let's write function maybe like log message, and here I'll do uh, message of type string. All right, and it should be of the return type of this function will be void. Okay, so it is not expecting any return value. I'll simply do console.log, uh, maybe log, and then I'll do plus message. Okay, we'll pass the message outside from function, and here I'll do log message hello from toaster code, and this is fine now. If you'll try to add a return over here, like return 1234, you got an error. It says, hey, type number is sorry. If you'll if you'll try to add if you'll try to add return over here, then it will be something like let's say anything. I added a string, it is of type string. Okay, I am returning a string, doesn't matter. Here you'll see type string is not assignable to type void. You can like return anything, maybe a number, it will be the same error. That type number is not assignable to type void, this is of type void. Okay, and you cannot add return in this case. It will just not accept the return. So here this log message does something, it prints basically to the console. Okay, but doesn't return any value, so we annotate its return type as void. Got it? uh, I will add all these code to the GitHub. Okay, from there you can use this file, and this will be a good notes for you, a quick walkthrough. So here you can think of void like your friend who always shows up, says something random and leaves. No value return, just vibes. Okay, now let's see the null and undefined. All right, null and undefined. So both null and undefined represent empty or missing values. Okay, but they are not the same thing. Even though JavaScript loves confusing us by treating them similarly in many cases, even like a lot of experienced JavaScript developer I have seen, okay, who gets confused between null and undefined in JavaScript. So here undefined is like it means a variable was declared, but it's hasn't been assigned any value. Okay, something like over here. Here, if I'll just add console log right next to this, then it will be undefined because I declared a variable, but I haven't not assigned any value to it. So this will be an undefined. But if I will add like mode equals to null, I will deliberately assign it the mode equals to null, then it will be an issue. Sorry, then it will be a type null. So this is undefined and null. Okay, this is like the nutshell. If you want to understand it in detail, then check out my JavaScript playlist. I'm sorry, I'm promoting myself again and again. Sorry. Let's see some example. Okay, like I'll do let user, and if I'll do over here console.log user. So here this will return me undefined. If you don't trust me, I'll show you. I'll just run this file. This is very tedious task. First, you just convert your code into JavaScript file, then run the JavaScript. For this, we use tsconfig file, but I thought setting the configuration file at this stage will be very confusing for you. So maybe we'll configure this video in after 2-3 videos. Okay. For now, let's just do extra hard work. Here, if you'll see this data.js, it has this code. Okay. Here we assign var user, and here if you'll see notice one thing, here I have added let user, and when this TypeScript transfiled this file into JavaScript, it became var. Why? Because we don't have tsconfig, the configuration TypeScript configuration file. So TypeScript by default uses ES4 or ES5 version. Okay, and let and const was introduced in JavaScript ES6. Okay, what is ES5 ES6? That's ECMAScript. If you don't know it, then check out my JavaScript series again. Sorry. So this is the reason when we will add the tsconfig file, then this issue will be resolved. For now, let's just ignore that. So here, if I'll run this, if I'll do data.js result.toUpper, oh my god, again, uh where is it? Here, let's run it now. Here you see we got undefined. After this log, we got this user as undefined. Let's just see it here. The one more part, that is the null part over here. I'll do let uh, account equals to maybe null. Here I have deliberately assigned it to null. So if I'll do console dot log account, okay, and if I'll run this, here we got null. So this is what undefined and null is. Let me just remove this from here and we'll add it here. Okay, if I'll do let account, sorry, equals to null, and I'll do console.log null. All right. So undefined usually happens automatically when you forget to initialize something, or you are not, maybe deliberately not adding anything to that variable. Okay, while null is your way of saying that this should be empty on purpose. I have added it empty. Okay, undefined is like forgetting your anniversary, maybe your marriage anniversary, or if you are in relationship, then maybe relationship anniversary. So undefined is like forgetting your anniversary, unintentional, happens by accident. But null is like deliberately ghosting someone. intentional and sends a message. But here in TypeScript, we have type annotations for null and undefined as well. Like if I'll do let some value, and if I'll do null, here we can do null. If I'll do let another value, and it will be of type undefined, it will be undefined. This is a TypeScript. Normally you won't write code like this in directly, okay? This is just I'm explaining you things in detail, okay? Because that's my motive, to explain you everything in detail as much as I can, okay? From all the like 5 6 years of experience I have, so whatever I have seen, I'm just putting everything in these videos. So normally you won't write these code like this in directly, but it's important to understand what this value means under the hood when working with APIs and optional fields, okay? Sometimes undefined shows up when working with objects or APIs where fields might or might not exist. Okay. We'll see this again when we'll talk about optional properties in interfaces later on in the coming videos. For now, let's just ignore this part. Okay. This was the main thing which I wanted to show you. Let and null. Null, undefined, and void. Okay. Hope you are understanding everything. If you have any doubt, just put that in the comment section, or there will be a Discord channel link in the description of the video. You can join the Discord channel, okay? And you can put your doubt there, and I will be very happy to help you 24 by 7. Okay, I'm there for you. So hope till now you like you know the code types you will use daily, okay? But let's make sure you actually remember them. So here is what we have covered till now. The core primitive types, string, number, and boolean, okay? They are your bread and butter, super common and very useful. You will use them like very often, okay? Then we saw about type inference, like TypeScript can guess the type if you initialize variables when declaring them. We did over here, like here the country become a string, okay? The points become number, and so on. Then we saw the special types, okay? This any and unknown, these are called special types, okay? Any means do what you want, but it's dangerous. I should change it to red, maybe. Yeah, that this is a dangerous. Avoid using it. Then we saw unknown. Unknown means flexible but safe. Okay. Uh, so check before you act. Always check the type, then use it. Okay. Then we saw about void. Okay. Void is like used for function that does not return anything, like a friend who calls you just to talk and then hang up, doesn't listen to you anything. Okay. Then we saw null and undefined. Null is like empty on purpose, and undefined is empty by accident. So now let's see some common interview questions. Okay. And if you are following along till now, just put your answer in the comment section, okay, and I'll review that. Put your answer in such a way, let's say that you are explaining that to interviewer. Just put that in the comment section, and the questions are: what's the difference between any and unknown? I explained you this in so much detail, okay? So just put that what's the difference between any and unknown. Let me write it here. This is very common interview question in TypeScript, okay? Then like if you write, sorry, if you write let username equal to toaster without an annotation, what type does TypeScript infer for username? What will be the type of username? All right, put that in the comment section, the answer. Then what does void means when used as a return type for a function? What does void means when used as a return type for a function. So write your answers in the comments. Don't worry, this is not any school, but your answer might impress your next interviewer or scare off your ex who suddenly thinks that you have gotten too smart. So if this video helped you get comfortable with TypeScript basics, okay, the data types of the TypeScript, then smash that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next episode, and seriously comment your quiz answers below so I can see who's paying attention. This was Toaster Code, where we teach you write safer, cleaner, bug-free code and laugh a little while we do it. Okay, thank you.